Hey Chris, it's Tyler. Wanted to make this video for you and just give you a couple tips to start implementing right away to outrank some of your competition online and really just bring in more jobs for your business. So I have your website pulled up here and I love the logo, but the first thing that I noticed was that your phone number here was not clickable. So if people are on their phone, which let's be honest, most people are nowadays, they're not going to be able to click your phone number, all right? And that's going to be a big red flag for a lot of people, and they're just going to find the next business. So it's definitely a couple things on the site that you want to, make mobile friendly. But really, one of the biggest things, especially that Google looks for in regarding, sites to rank on Google, is content. And content is king. They like to see anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 words on the home page of a website. And then as far as the services that you offer, you want to do anywhere from 500 to 1,000 words per service that you offer. All right, really what that's going to allow you to do is rank for specific keywords that people are looking for in Google all the time. So I'm going to show you an example here. We're going to come over here to Google and type in power washing South Jersey. And we're going to skip the map pack section for now. We'll get into this a little bit later. But I'm going to come down here and click on the first result that we find. And that's powerwashingsouthjersey.net. All right, so these guys are out of Sicklerville, and their website, they do have the clickable phone, Facebook and Google Plus, and then as we come down, we see some content and obviously some before and after pictures, but they don't have a lot of content, right? They don't have that 1,000 to 2,000 words. So right then and there, you can definitely outrank them by putting in the right content and the right amount. So let's take a look at these services as well. Looks like they do house washing, roof cleaning, wood restoration, and concrete cleaning and sealing. So even on their service page, right, they don't have a ton of content, but again, you want, separate service pages and more content. All right, so really what I want to do is I want to go into the back end here. But before we do that, I'm actually going to go to a tool I use called Ahrefs, and I'm going to show you your site metrics, which doesn't look like too much is going on right now. Maybe it's a newer site, but you're only being found for one keyword, okay, and that's city to shore. So it's not necessarily buyer intent, and what I mean by that is, location and service specific, like that keyword that we took a look at in Google, power washing South Jersey. All right, so I'm going to head over here to Ahrefs for powerwashingsouthjersey.net, and we see, obviously some more metrics here. We're going to take a look at some of these a little bit, but first I'm going to click on these keywords. We're going to figure out what they're basing their content around and what's drawing in people to their site, right? Why are they ranking so high in Google? So power washing South Jersey is obviously a huge one, and pressure washing South Jersey that they're focusing on because you can see it listed multiple times on several different pages. And then if we take a look, they're getting in 10 searches a month to their site. So people are typing in power washing South Jersey 100 times a month right here, okay? And out of the 100 searches, they're getting 10 of those to their site, fresh every month. So you imagine organically they're just bringing in that business. All right, and then pressure washing South Jersey, that's another 10 searches, and they're getting 2.2 out of that on average. But that's pretty much it, right? There's even down here house power washing New Jersey for 20, power washing New Jersey for 150. It's a little bit more general, right? Because obviously New Jersey's bigger than just the area you service, but that could definitely be a good one to capture some of the traffic. So these guys are ranking number 3, it says, but it's actually number 1. And again, they're bringing in quite a bit of traffic for it. So that's good. That's what we want to focus on. The next thing that I want to talk about are backlinks. Okay, content is definitely going to help you, get ranked onto Google in the first couple spots because they like to see relevant content, right? If you're providing customers with relevant content, they're going to rank you accordingly. The other thing you want to focus on are backlinks. And a backlink is really just a link from one site pointing back to the other, and it passes power and it passes trust to your site, right? And Google sees that along with the content, and again, that's how they're going to rank you accordingly. So these guys have 18 sites pointing back to theirs, and it's giving them 97 backlinks. All right, so it's passing some power and trust to them. Those are those metrics here. All right, and we want to go into these backlinks just like we went into the keywords and kind of figure out what they're focusing on, which ones are giving them that power and trust, kind of just duplicate that process, but then go out and get better ones, right? It's a big popularity contest with Google, right? So you want to get better and higher quality content, and then same with the backlinks as well. The next thing we'll talk about are citations. And a citation is really just your name, address, and phone number. And you want to list those in business directories online, kind of like Yellow Pages, right? And really just get your name out there, and it allows for people to find you more on Google when they're searching in terms such as power washing New Jersey. All right. So it has to do with your Google My Business listing, which is great to see that you have one. And it's actually pretty well done here. So first thing I look for is, do you have pictures, right? Obviously in your industry, the before and after pictures are pretty powerful, and you have some great pictures here. So continue working on that. This is like your mini website, so you want to treat it accordingly. You have some great Google reviews, so try and continuously get those to add those in. You have all your information there, which is great. And then you have a really great description, but we want to make sure we're going to put in some of these keywords that we talked about today. That way, again, when someone types in those keywords, not only can they find your website, but they can find your Google My Business listing as well. Because if we can get ranked on Google, not only in this organic section where the content and backlinks come into play, but if we can get ranked in this Google Map Pack section where those citations to that Google My Business listing come into play, I mean, that's just going to be 2 chances to, have someone click on your website or your listing and call you, right? Or trying to get a quote. So using content, backlinks, and citations, that's what's all going to get you here onto this first page. And it's going to set you apart from a lot of the businesses that we talked about, with the competition being so much. So the other thing that that you mentioned, they were running Facebook ads. So I'm going to come over here and we're going to take a look at that. I actually pulled it up. So this is the one you're obviously running. And, really we want to make sure all you really need is this before and after picture. We can have all this other information in the ad itself. We want to just make it clear, like, hey, this is a pressure washing ad. This is a crappy looking house and then a really nice looking house. I'm intrigued now. Let's read. So if you have too much going on, sometimes Facebook doesn't necessarily run it accordingly. And if it's too busy, people are just kind of gonna brush it off. So one of the things that I focus on when I write these is, the AIDA, attention, interest, desire, action, right? So who are you, putting your ad out to? Attention South Jersey homeowners, right? Do you have moss, dirt, algae, and mildew buildup on your home? Need to clean up? Give us a call. So you want to make sure that you're giving them something to do after your ad copy. All right. So the offer is really good here, 20% off. All right. And then what do you want them to do? All right. So you give us a try. But what do you want them to do? Do you want them to call you? Do you want them to fill out a form on your website? Do you want to do a lead form through Facebook? That's what you definitely want to do because, people like to be given directions. They want it to be as simple as possible, right? Just like the click to call button on the website. So if you do, hit the learn more button below and fill out the form, if you do call now, that's fine. But they need an action to take, or else people are, again, just going to brush it off. So we definitely can clean that up as well. And then, you talked about running Google ads as well. That's great. There's definitely some great avenues there. But really putting all of these things together and really laying the foundation, on your website is what's going to set you apart and start bringing in those jobs consistently, right? If you want to focus on residential, right, versus commercial because you have that really going, then that's what you want to gear your ads to. And maybe you do a separate part on your website, one for residential, one for commercial, and really make it stand out. So if you have any questions at all, obviously you can message me or give me a call. All right, this is my website, leadsbylordi.com. All right, my phone number is in the top right corner as soon as it loads here. But here it is. All right, 267-885-3473. I'll talk to you soon.